and we got NoFuturistic with us here today. Blockparty, your Friday night hangout session, honestly, with a couple Web3 degens. And so if you're new to the show, welcome. We're hanging out here in our studios, and we got friends from all over the world hanging out with us. So welcome, everybody. And start with how's your week? How's your week been going this, how's your week this week been?
It's been a weird week.
Sorry,
I'm just in a good way. I've just been really busy. Sorry, I'm retweeting our stream so people know that we're here.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So, this week has been interesting. I actually reached some people that I didn't think I would be able to previously reach in a good way. Have you heard much about the ApeCoin DAO Council special elections?
No, I haven't actually at all. Like, fill me in.
Yeah, so they're running their elections for their special council. It's similar to our directors for the DAO Foundation, the Aavegotchi DAO Foundation. So I was able to get into spaces because one of the guys, not Thread Guy, he goes by Thread Guy, he's running these positions to be a director at that level for them, pays 20 grand a month, where we're getting paid.
Well, you're getting paid to do with Aavegotchi DAO, basically.
Yeah, there might be a few extra roles in there, but
yeah,
Maxi Crouton gets paid $3 grand a quarter to do our treasury stuff. They're paying some company, I think, like $7,500 a month to do these like records. So big money.
Dang.
So they let me up into their spaces. I got to talk on one space with like 400 people, another space with a few hundred people, and just give my perspective. Because for the first time ever, these ETH Maxis care about DAO governance.
And so you got that experience to share because being a foundation director, you see the pains and the struggles and all that. So
I got to be on some big Twitter spaces where I got to talk for like at length about this stuff. And it's just cool because they didn't care about my PFP. They didn't, they're all apes and stuff, but they're getting into the process now where they have a big treasury. They need people, people are putting in proposals. They're arguing about the value of the proposals. They're trying to get developers to come onto their protocol to build for the other side. All the stuff we're going through, but just they're earlier in the process, and they have $1 billion treasury. So it's been very interesting, and it's been cool because I've met a lot of cool people, and it's finally cool to see that our OG governance experience is actually paying.
There's a crossover there that happens, for sure. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. I mean, I think that's another thing that we have on Polygon is experience with specific things like DAOs, because you need you're putting through a lot of transactions. Imagine like how inactive our DAO would be if every proposal it cost you like $50 just to weigh in on your opinion. Like it just wouldn't happen. We wouldn't get anywhere. There'd be so much voter apathy there, and so we have a lot of experience definitely coming from Polygon. Being active within our DAO.
Yeah, it's funny though because they're one of their growing pains. The reason not Thread Guy is running because he has like 130,000 followers on Twitter. So he's like, I want to bring promise. I want people to know about what's happening in the DAO and all that. And I talked to them and I told them, I was like, we faced a similar thing. We had a DAO media team, which was shut down by people in the DAO, like basically not wanting to pay and fund it. But the goal for them, a lot of people were like, oh, you have to make these clips entertainment. It's like, no, this is C-SPAN. We're literally just trying to keep people informed on the DAO. So I was telling him, I was like, it's good that you're bringing it to your platform if you win, and he is winning right now. So that's great. But just remember, like, this is a business, so it becomes like minutes, and it's easily politicized. So you want to make it entertaining, but that's not really the purpose of this content. You're not trying to onboard new DAO users. You're trying to keep the DAO users informed so that everything's on the up and up,
Yeah, and so that there's some way to rally for your proposals.
Yeah, so just watching them kind of take these same steps that we did recently has been cool, and I'm happy that they're allowing me to get up and speak because I've known a lot of these guys since like April 2021. I was at Ape, but I wasn't really in the Twitter spaces talking about anything else other than us. So like in 2 consecutive spaces with huge like groups of people, I was given a platform where they encouraged me to explain what Aavegotchi was, because none of them understood. They were like, what, Tamagotchi? I was like, no, it's, you guys have heard of Aave? They're like, yeah, we know Aave. I'm like, yeah, we were born out of a grant from Aave, so like we're kind of deep in all this stuff. We're OGs. So my mission has been accomplished, because I don't want to shill. I've always said this. I want to be a little bit more indirect with my show.
Yeah, that's the best way, in my opinion.
Yeah. And now, like, you know, I can get on these spaces regularly. So it's cool. It's good that it's because of my experience in Aavegotchi, it allows me to talk about Aavegotchi without it being a shill, because the information is relevant to their experience right now in their DAO.
Well, and then also making those real relationships, like you were saying, like making those connections with people who have capital but may not have experience. You know, I was reading a thread recently. This guy was talking about how, like, in the future, DAO proposal writers might be actually some of like the most highest paid people in Web3, just because we understand the complexities and the, like, honestly, lobbying is what it is, to like a high degree and in a decentralized fashion as well.
Yeah, it's also like, in these spaces, I've met some Web3 gaming peeps who, like, one of them put up an AIP. His name is Jonah. $1 million to build a game publishing studio for Yuga, and his explaining, and it's like, this is, I got to talk to him on stage about it.
Yeah,
he's like, you need more games in your ecosystem. If your protocol is going to be a gaming protocol, you need more games. And I'm like, this is what we're going through. Like, we literally funded an ATF to build games and to help with this process, and we're trying to add, like, same exact stuff. So I told Jonah, I'm in his DMs now, and I was like, hey, bro, like, come over to Aavegotchi. We don't have a treasury that's going to give you $20 million. But if you have a great idea, people will put money up, and you know what you're doing. You are clearly in this industry. He's been working in Web3 gaming for a while. So it's leading to these, like, partnership potentials just from shit talking in Twitter spaces. I love it. It's like, that's the new BD for, I think, like, partnerships.
Partnerships for sure. And like networking for sure. I think that's
really helps. Yeah.
I think providing, honestly, any value on social media, like, that's kind of what I've been thinking lately. Like, where the space we're in right now is relatively quite small. So if you're actually able to reach out in a way to, like, the larger audiences, that's going to, you know, benefit you way more than trying to just appeal to a small niche. Because then what I see a lot happens in this space is you end up in an echo chamber, and without almost not realizing it, because you get so enthusiastic about whatever you're yelling about. So it's kind of nice, actually, like you say, to hang out in other spaces, or you know, create content that maybe doesn't appeal to the majority of your local group, but maybe appeals to a wider audience that maybe would be interested in what you're talking about if it wasn't so granular or so complex. You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny because today I slept over at my girlfriend's house, right? So I took a cab back at Uber to come back to my house to go to the gym. And the Uber driver was an older woman, and she started talking to me. She's like, hey, what do you do? So it's like, I kind of do crypto stuff. So she had all these questions. She's like, what's a crypto? What is this? What's that? Yes. She asked all these questions. And I went into deep dive. I explained NFTs, like, you know, the difference between this stuff and stocks, you know, the volatility, the possibility for market manipulation, which can lead to crazy swings and stuff like that. And at the very end of it, she goes, can I ask you a question? I'm like, yeah, sure. She goes, are you autistic? I was like, what? She's like, I deal with a lot of autistic kids, and you seem very smart, and you're, like, really into this. She's like, but you just seem like you might have autism. And I was like, why is it that I get that from everybody when I try to explain what the fuck I do? Try to explain my Web3 life, and you're like, you're on the spectrum, right? It's like, no, you're
on the spectrum, right?
I have niche interest. She also asked me how old I was, and she's, because I'm turning 40 in, like, less than 3 weeks, and she's like, yeah, you're a little old to do that stuff. I'm like, no, there's no such thing, you know? Like, God. She's like, most of the people in this are, like, in their 20s, right? And I'm like, yeah, because people are resistant to technology, and if you're resistant to technology, you're always going to fall behind. Yes. But I grew up at the cusp, the changing of the guard of technology. People were getting cell phones and computers.
Right.
We're getting MP3 players and stuff like that. And watching, you know, records, Betamax, fucking cassettes, and then all that stuff go away. If you can stay relevant if you stay current. So I was just encouraging her. I got her to take a look at OpenSea. she's following me on Instagram, but she thinks I'm autistic. So shout
Well,
out to
that's
you,
good.
miss.
Well, you at least reframed the whole thing there and actually got her to think like, hey, maybe I ain't so old to get into this. You know, he's not a 20-year-old, but he might understand some of this. I might not be on the spectrum, but I could be a little autistic too.
Yeah.
You know, we can all be a little bit like that. I think we'll embrace it.
I was pushing her honestly towards Polygon PFPs, as I was like, look, you don't want to pay much. Polygon, you could do it cheap. You're not going to make as much big swings, but you could put in little money and not get wrecked.
Hey man, and
like,
she's
right,
a grandma. She's used to making $2 and $4 off her bingo tickets. All right,
Yeah,
she's all down for that.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing we might have some audio issues. Maybe, I'm not sure, because I'm not seeing the Discord audio. Like I can't actually go in and listen to ourselves on Twitch, so I can't actually see.
Oh, let me check I'll check the Twitter because I can check it on this computer here.
Cool. We should have sound. I see sound on the mic, so that's good.
Let's see. I'll check the Twitter because I can check it on this computer here.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting sound on Twitter.
Cool. Okay, maybe it's just this bar here that's just glitching out in the studio, so it's all good. We're good. Crisis averted.
Okay, so Choyna can hear us. That's all we need.
That is literally all we need. Absolutely.
Yeah, this week has been a crazy week. Did you see? I know you've been like touching grass more, but today was like mayhem on Twitter.
Oh,
First,
please fill me in. I mean, I'm just kind of dipping my toes back into it now because I got a nice long break. Like you say, touching some grass, hanging out with puppy has been a good time. You know, first couple weeks are always important with that stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of getting back into it now. So please, fill me in.
Okay, so first today, ETHBen and Pauly, Pepe Pauly, got into a huge argument because basically Pauly challenged ETHBen to a boxing match. ETHBen's like, I'm down, but I don't want to be doxxed. Pauly went and doxed him and was like showing pictures of his kid. And then during a Twitter space today, I jumped in because I wanted to try to talk in it. He just started going off. Like he was saying all this crazy shit, saying it's okay to talk about Nazis and like just all this crazy shit, saying that ETHBen was a tweaker. I don't know what was true or not, but like they were beefing hard. And like it caused this whole thing because he doxed him, but he also doxed his kids. So people were upset about that. But then the flip side, this is all within today, like the last 6 hours. Do you know who Maki Big Brother is?
Who's that?
Maki Big Brother?
No.
Okay, so if you know anything about Blur, and like, I mean, if Light Piglet was here, he could fill you in. He actually like is allegedly, I'm saying allegedly for a very good reason today. Allegedly has scammed before, like some DeFi scams or some protocol scams. Zach XBT, you know who that is?
Oh yeah, I know Zach XBT.
He put out a thread last year exposing Maki. Today, Maki announced that he, because he's a doxxed person, that he filed a defamation lawsuit against Zach in the state of Texas. So Zach is now asking people to send money for his legal defense to a wallet because he's probably going to have to need at least $1 million in legal fees because Maki is rich and can just drag this shit out. So two huge influencer conflicts today.
Dang.
One in the doxing of a guy, and then like Pauly also whistle blew. He called the SEC and encouraged everybody to whistle blow because now they know the identity of Ben. And then Maki with Zach. So fucking drama on the timeline,
dude. I mean, yeah, I will say with Ben though, like the guy is I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have taken shots at him, but sometimes he also has gone like unhinged multiple times. So it's you know, we talk about autism, it's everywhere in this space. You know, we embrace it, like you said. We're all here together on this crazy ride. That's so crazy, now though. I mean, that's crazy though, just going off and doxing kids and stuff is a little bit. That reminds me of the whole Elon thing that happened a couple months ago when someone was using Elon flight tracker and was actually flight tracking his his plane, like where he was going, and kind of almost anticipating. You know what I mean?
Didn't something happen with that?
Yeah, there was like a guy that was like stalking them, and that was kind of like the last straw. So now, you know, of course he owns Twitter, so I think there's something on here now about not doxing locations. So did he dox any like locations, like where Ben Eth lives or any of that stuff? Oh
He
shit!
accused him.
Dang.
This will you'll find interesting. He said that he's from Durango, Colorado, and accused him of being a meth tweaker. So he might have been a Solana dev that we saw at ETH Denver.
Yeah, I mean the meth tweaker I could actually buy, because like I've actually looked at like Ben before and been like, that guy, like I've seen a lot of people from other lines of work that have dabbled in meth to all varying degrees, from just started to I've been doing it for a very long time. And he does kind of look like it. He has like the fucked up teeth. He has like the pale kind of old gross skin, you know? Like I wouldn't be surprised, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, so ETH Denver. Also, the other thing I'll tell you, and you'll take this as a minor. Yeah, the Solana devs. I mentioned on our Twitter space that I was talking about the Avagachi DAO, how petty it was. And I pointed out that they only gave us 12 grand to go to ETH Denver for a team of 6 for 9 days, and then scoffed at us and like chastised us because we went over budget to like fully, reach what we were trying to do. So they thought it was funny. Like they thought it was ridiculous. When I told them I was making 8 grand a year to do the job that they're making 20 grand a month, they thought it was insane. Yeah, and I'm not arguing for more pay, but it's just interesting to see the difference in perspective in our community, because some people think 8K is too much and others are arguing about $250,000.
Yeah, it's just perspective. I think Avagachi DAO has always been very like reward orientated. I think those are the initial people that were kind of attracted to the Avagachi protocol, were people looking for this kind of a reward from holding the asset. And so like the majority of the DAO is very much like reward orientated. We see that with every proposal. Like McCallum put it out there. I saw it in the chat earlier when I was kind of doing some backtracking, and just kind of showing which proposals have been wildly successful in the recent past. And they've all been in favor of player rewards, which I'm not against at all. Like that is a core part of our protocol. But like it's just so dominant that a lot of the good ideas kind of get put to the wayside, in not even in favor of, because like we all want rewards. We all agreed that we all hold what we hold and have what we have as part of a agreed terms, where there would be some sort of a rarity farming season every few months. That makes sense. It's more like not giving the builders what they need,
Yeah. Well, unless just thinking the Anata thing also passed like with wide support.
With like no discussion and a 3-day
Where's the
sig prop.
VTubers? Where are all the VTubers at? I thought we were gonna have a bunch of people streaming.
I know, what the heck, man?
Close. I'm this freaking close. I was telling my Callium yesterday. Through these Twitter Spaces extravaganzas, I've met up with a couple companies that do esports things that hopefully next week I'm having a meeting with. We're going to be hopefully partnering with them to get them to set up scholarships on Orion Network, basically. And what they're going to do is they're going to give us a pipeline of the games they're working with, and we're going to basically give them access to our assets. Like they don't own any Avagachis. Basically, this one protocol, what they do is they play games, they stream it, and then they divide the rewards earned by the streamers to the token holders. So basically, we're going to bring them in, and hopefully they're going to be playing Avagachi and streaming it, and then using those rewards to distribute to their own players. So it's like these things, they work, but you need to be able to, like, it can't, rewards are important, but you also have to build and do more than just that,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, building's more long-term, building's value-orientated. I'm like pretty happy with some of the things that we do have coming from the builders. Like we've got the sandbox experience coming with Gachi Farmy. Shout out to them. We got the Stratagachi game, which I'm pretty excited about now, especially the new version of it, which actually is a little bit easier to understand. We got some stuff. Like, we do have stuff coming down the pipeline. I just wish we had like we need to get that early arcade vibe back where people are willing to like build things, just like little fun things that are kind of like cute and could lead to something more, but ultimately are just like really fun, easy things to play, you know.
Yeah, that's the point that Jonah was making about the other side. Like, you have to have more than just one content loop. There has to be multiple games because people will play the game, get bored with it, and then move on.
Yeah.
You have to have multiple things. So we will, us growing it. It was good because like it's the first time I've ever gotten on stage and they let me give like basically the whole spiel uninterrupted, and people were like rapt. They wanted to hear about it.
They wanted
So I was telling them how we are. I was telling Jonah, like, we're a DAO. We have the protocol. Pixelcraft is building the Gotchi chain. So we're building a gaming protocol on a basically like a layer 3, but like we're trying to get people to build on this Gotchi chain. If you're building and you're looking to build some dope gaming shit, check us out. Like, because Yuga hasn't even released the SDK. We're nowhere near that kind of stuff. Where I feel like with Gotchi, we're a little closer to having all the information we need, or some of it at least, to build on top of the Gotchi chain.
Yeah. The modularity is coming. It's a big moment. It has been a big moment for Aavegotchi. So, like you said, Gotchi chain's the angle right now. For anybody that's a builder, I think that's where you want to be focused. That's what you want to be looking at. And that'll be the easiest place for you to probably find success as a builder in Web3, if I'm going to be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah. Tools, games, we need it all.
So that's interesting. Some Twitter updates. I appreciate kind of the catch up there. Anything else that kind of jumped at you on Twitter this week?
I'll mention one thing I mentioned. I haven't heard anything from the official account yet. I'm waiting. I put up a hot take. It was on a Goobs post about turning the notifications on if you're a Polygon OG for Aavegotchi. And it was just because I've been learning so much about Twitter, about the algorithm. And my hot take was that we need to get the main account to follow and interact a lot more. Yes. They only follow 13 people and they are followed by over 100,000. So the Twitter algo is going to punish them because they're not following a lot of people. So that means our tweets aren't going to get as much exposure. They will get more exposure if they tweet more and they reply and like the stuff that we tweet. Because think of this. Like, I just learned this recently. Every time I put up a tweet and I have Aavegotchi's hashtag in there, if they don't like my tweet, it instantly gets buried. If you tag someone in the tweet that doesn't like it, it just loses engagement significantly. So I've been recently not tagging the account because they don't really like back. The other thing is like avoiding hashtags.
Yes,
because hashtags, while helpful,
hashtags are kind of dead though right now.
Yeah, so it's like it's better to use keywords. But the other thing, and this is huge because I don't know how to change this, I'm gonna bring it up maybe tomorrow, but the Twitter API punishes you for bad grammar and incorrect spelling. Yeah. So all of our cutesy double A's are screwing us.
I never thought of that, dude. I mean,
I stopped using build. I stopped using more with an A. We're getting, the algo is screwing us because they see us having bad English.
Who would have thought of that, eh? That double A's are actually doing a disservice here. Although, if it's a name like Aavegotchi, it might be okay because it's a name, so it might be okay there. But if you put in like the little like tongue-in-cheek double A jokes, are probably definitely hurting us.
Well, even like I tagged something and put the arena double A, and I realized like crap, I just screwed myself. Yeah.
I didn't realize that one actually. I mean, I was aware of the grammar for sure. I always used to I run Grammarly on my computer, so it'll automatically scan and like correct everything I do. But I didn't think about the A's because that's something I'd always go back and add the A in afterwards.
Yeah, it matters. It definitely matters. So I've been paying attention to it more. Just trying to be more engaged on Twitter.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, those are some of the little tips and tricks there. And like you said, again, engaging with big accounts and getting those accounts to engage with you and follow you, even better if you got big accounts following you.
Yeah, just looking at Twitter now. So much stuff. Oh, man. Smoke that. What have you been up to? What new things have you done this week?
New things. I went to the range. I'm a bit of a firearms enthusiast. Actually, some of my friends are firearms enthusiasts. And I went to the range. I just did a little shooting, a little shotgun action, touched shotguns, and was shooting some clay pigeons. So that was a good time. That was something new I've never done. But yeah, it was a good experience.
I've never done live shooting at targets other than like like a rifle at like a target, not a moving target.
Yeah.
A lot of math involved. I like that. I've been doing more Big Buck Hunter the game because my girl's really good at it. I'm trying to beat her.
Yeah, that's a good way to practice though, for sure. You can save yourself a bunch of money because those shells, they add up pretty quick when you're out there.
And I'm not killing any deer in the process.
I mean, that's something I'd be down to do. Like, I kind of want to get into hunting. I have friends that have been doing it for years at this point. And I've always wanted to go out and just get my own meat, like hunt my own moose. I want to get a moose. Here.
Moose, that's pretty big though, right? Some of them, I've seen like videos of them being as big as cars.
They're huge, man. Moose are, they're a pretty big deal if you get one. It's quite an ordeal to actually get that out. Like once you've got a moose, you've shot a moose, you've killed it. It's probably a huge process to get that to your house from where you're at, which is probably in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and then just to gut it, clean it, cook it, prepare it. You're gonna have all this extra meat that you have to store.
Yeah, I mean, the gutting is probably like gutting anything, honestly, is probably the easier part. Like, people always think gutting is going to be like this big messy thing. If you actually do it right, like, everything just kind of like falls out. I don't know if you're clean with your cut, everything will fall out, and then you'll just have your salmon or your whatever you have. You're gonna have that, and then you can do whatever you want with it, But I'm very much like an outdoors guy. Like, I could, if the world ended tomorrow and I can go to a grocery store, I know I'd be okay. I'm sovereign in that way,
That's good. Yeah.
Not financially sovereign, but eventually, hopefully, we'll get there. That's a longer term goal.
I went to me and my girlfriend woke up, went to breakfast one morning. She's like, she has like a hammock, a 2-person hammock that she bought. And she's like, let's go to the park and find a place to put it up. And she took me to the park near the lake, but every place she found was like over a bunch of bushes. So we walked around for a bit, and then it turned out she had to turn and go back because we had work. She had work, so we rushed back. But the next step, we're doing more nature stuff. So we have the kayaks. I got the canopies for the kayaks. We have this hammock. Next step is tents. And then we're going to go, to the lake. There's so many places to camp along the shore that you can go to that would be, cool and somewhat safe because it's like a nice area. So we're going to experiment and do some stuff like that. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time. I mean, like I said, I love being outdoors. Where I live is beautiful. And so just spending a little time outside it goes a long way for me.
Yeah, I've been doing more of that too. I've been playing basketball almost every day, but it's like kicking my ass. Like on Mondays, I started working out with my girlfriend in the morning. We do dumbbell workouts, full body.
Nice.
But I'm still going to the gym later in the afternoon, do my regular exercise. Like usually it's a back exercise on Monday.
Oh shit. Double stack.
Yeah, and then I play kickball and basketball. So it's like, fuck, man, I'm starting to get like a lot of activity.
That's good though. I mean, that's what summers are for, in my opinion. I'm just trying to pull up an article here.
I'm looking at my bag of NFTs. They're all going down.
Your bag of NFTs.
All my ETH NFTs. I bought like 10 different things. I've had success on 2 of them and have failed on all the rest. But
how's the Polygon NFTs going?
They're still good, man. Like like there are projects that I sold out of that I made money off of, like Alpha. Now, mind you, like the price of Matic has changed, obviously, but Alpha went from like a 500 Matic floor to someone said 2K Matic now. So it's these things are pumping, but I've been still like, let me see, I can show it. I've still just been spraying and praying. My most recent win has been these Polygon Pearls. When they came out, I bought a whole bunch of them at 1 Matic. They pumped to 3 Matic. I sold a whole bunch of them. They went down to 150. I bought a whole bunch. Now they're pumping towards 5. I had a whole bunch up for sale. Sold a couple recently. So it's been good. Like, there's still, like, I buy basically every collection, and they all seem to make little comebacks here and there at certain times. But when I get wins, it's almost more than enough to cover the losses. So I just kind of can hold everything and keep going, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's that the lottery ticket vibe. You know, you just buy a bunch of them, and then hopefully one of them makes it, and it covers your losses.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, I got this thing up here that I wanted to touch on today. I thought it was kind of interesting. We talk about DAOs all the time, right? We talk about the shortcomings of DAOs, how they're not really autonomous, how most of them are in name only. This is a proposed solution from Delphi Labs. It's an alternative framework called BORGS. So basically, BORGS are cybernetic organizations. And so this sounds very like dystopian, like, you know, it's definitely an AI. So let me just talk about what this is. In practice, DAOs are supposed to be a democratic structure with some sort of an autonomous organization within it. But Delphi Labs is taking it one step further, saying, hey, maybe the governance aspect of these organizations should be run by AI, so non-human. It shouldn't be a human-run organization. It should be run by AI with humans as a component of the organization for making decisions. So basically, it would automate a lot of decision making so that an action could basically be taken within a DAO without a proposal, but based on this intelligent AI, and you'd have it trained to specifically what you want it to do from it making decisions. So now you're deferring your decision making to something else that supposedly will make better decisions than humans. Which you got to give it credit for that, because honestly, humans, for the most part, we don't make great decisions in most cases. You know, like compared to something like an AI that would be able to look for the most optimal solution and put that forward as the proposed solution. What are your thoughts on that?
Wow, it sounds bad. Like, what track record does AI have in governance? In dealing with politics specifically?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, nothing, right? It makes fake pictures of Trump
when it needs to avoid a cat. It makes great decisions when you want artwork in the style of Vincent Van Gogh.
Yeah.
But what does it do when there's like, you know, political attack? Like, that's DAOs are very political. The other thing maybe of voting power, or like give it a, like, the best thing it can do is like basically do paper like simulations. Give us what you think is best, and then we'll decide. We'll take your opinion, you the beast, give us what you think, and then we'll bring it into consideration, and then we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, it could be a component. And this guy here, Dr. Nick, says this paper proposes that BORGS can essentially kind of hive off. He says hiving off DAO adjacent entities. So you can have your mini sub DAOs actually being informed by these entities that can help the DAO run effectively a little bit better, in my opinion. You know, a little bit more informed. Of course, not everyone is gonna, like the Gachi Vault, honestly, is a great example. The Gachi Vault, if it was run by an autonomous organization, I doubt it would have thought that the best decision in this specific scenario would be to send funds back to a DAO that had nothing to do with an issue, like things like that. There would be not legal, but intellectual barriers put in place where it's like, yeah, that's a stupid decision where this is purely driven by human emotions, and no, we're not doing that. We're just not doing that. So it could be almost like a safeguard in a way as well, because I don't think, and you said it's a centralized point. It's a centralized point of failure for sure, but I don't think it's a centralized opinion. Like the way AI works is it's drawing off of essentially like information points, right? Points of information, which could be widespread across different opinions.
I guess it then matters. Like we need to know what trained the AI.
Yeah,
because AIs can be biased if they're trained incorrectly. It's all about the data. Yeah. So, I mean, I'd be willing to try it. I don't know if a court of law will give a crap. Like,
No.
Oh, the AI made the decisions. That's why we did it. It was in the best. Like, the AI might also realistically, the most logical decision sometimes is not the lawful one. So I don't know how an AI would act within that. Like, and I bring this up because I'm watching right now. There are big influencers within the Bored Ape Yacht Club who are basically saying DAOs are a waste of time. We're basically slow bleeding out our money to administration. We've heard this thing before, me and you. The idea that they want to make executive committees and stuff like that. We've heard that. Those are DAO vector attacks.
Yeah.
Like to people on boards that make all, and I'm not accusing anybody of doing that, but this one guy was like, I've heard similar things. We're talking about this, the idea of like player rewards being the key thing right now for people. This person was like, yo, we should just liquidate the DAO. We all vote to liquidate the DAO. We all get an airdrop and we just leave it at that. Because if not, they're going to just slowly bleed the money out. So it's like, that's essentially the same kind of sentiment that we're seeing here from the whales and Aavegotchi, who are saying basically the same thing, but they're using the word protocol, where protocol to me doesn't mean money generation. It means we're building a video game council.
Yeah.
So that means so we're bringing more developers in. That's what we're using the money to do, build experiences, not the experience of your bag getting bigger.
Well, here's the two protocol ideas, right? I saw this so clearly when we were doing the mission statement. It became apparent to the point where I just kind of stopped doing it because I felt like it was just exposing the DAO more and more for what it was instead of what it should have been. So, and I'm not saying this couldn't change. It's probably going to change at some point. But we came into this thinking the DAO that we're going to be a part of here is going to be a DAO to build out really great games and really great experiences. That was my understanding of the protocol. The protocol in some other people's minds, alternatively, is that this DAO protocol is actually a method to distribute funds. The protocol is actually to distribute funds. So two completely different kind of takes on it.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see what plays out. Like, we'll say this week we're seeing the gaming side of it break out, even though I will critique it a little bit in a second. But Gotcha Heroes, they're coming out there doing this XP event. We're having the first mini game event in a while during rarity farming. The reason I critique it, though, is because it's not really groundbreaking. Not that their game isn't. I love their game. It's that this was something that was developed out of the game jam, right? Like over a year ago. So this isn't new developers coming in and building on our protocol. We're just recycling stuff that actually hasn't made it to air yet. So it's like the DAO should be putting up more money towards development of this sort. We have the sandbox stuff coming from Gachi Farming. I actually mentioned that in the Twitter space. It's like, yeah, we gave 200,000 we've given grants of that size for people to work on mechanics for the game, to do stuff like that. It's a little different though with ApeCoin DAO, because their DAO, the only responsibility they have is the token, where we have the protocol and the token and the assets. So it's a little different.
Yeah, the rarity farming also complicates it too, because I think a lot of people came into Aavegotchi for the rarity farming. It's a very appealing proposition, to own an Aavegotchi. And so we have a lot of those people that are honestly sticking around because they enjoy the rarity farming aspect of it. And that's kind of where their interest lies.
Yeah, I hope that they do events for rarity farming this season. We haven't done it in a few seasons. It is like a lot of fun. The other thing is, like, honestly, I only have one Gachi that's even going to be like materially make any kind of money. I'm probably going to make like 200 ghosts this season from rarity farming.
Yeah.
Probably a little more than that. But yeah, I'm not like rarity farming isn't that big of a deal to me anymore.
Yeah. So if you were to predict what's going to happen with rarity farming over the next year, you know, this is kind of a side topic. What do you think would happen? Do you think it just goes as usual? Do you think it evolves into something else? Like, do you think it changes in any way?
I think in the near term, it goes as usual. The powers that be, the people with votes, the people with the loudest opinions, no one has put up a plan yet. I've privately been thinking this, but I haven't said it. It's like, hey, man, you guys want to do an opt-in to make this sustainable, right? Shouldn't we be telling people about the opt-in right now when everybody's paying attention because the rewards are being announced? Where's the planning? What's going to end up happening is we're going to go through the season. We're going to get to the next season, have the same conversation, and we're like, fuck, we don't have enough time. Just push another season through. We'll take another 1.5 milli hit to the treasury with no plan to grow or sustain.
I mean, if we can't implement that one thing, like this was mentioned like 6 months ago too with the opt-in. Like I feel like we
broadcast out. Like it can't be something that we talk about to 40 people on a Sunday when there are 1,000 wallets to 7,000 people that could be potentially affected.
Right. I mean, I think one way to do it, and I think Flame has some good ideas in terms of like marketing, on-chain marketing. There's a company called Ethermail that I recently met up with, and what they do is on-chain like messages, like on-chain short messages you could send to people. And I feel like we could do something like that where blast it out on an email list of all the rarity farming subscribers and say, hey, we are going to be transitioning to a opt-in model next rarity farming season. Yeah.
I thought I heard a baby. What's up, user default? What's actually funny is like on the Twitter space with the 8-coin DAO peeps, one thing that was brought up is that their DAO has had many proposals come up. They've actually passed 300 proposals. They have a lot more money. A lot of shit has come through.
Dang.
But yeah, a lot of the marketing proposals have been denied. They think it's a waste of money. People like Jonah has made this point. He's like, the proposals that work are the ones that tell people, like for 8-coin DAO specifically, he was saying, the mission of the DAO is to create value for 8-coin. Hopefully it goes up. That's kind of the inherent mission. So if you can, like his plan with the publishing thing is like taking shots to build a game that potentially is a winner and then earning revenue for the DAO off that. That's a sustainable model. He's like, it's easier to sell than marketing that's just like, hey, we're going to host Twitter spaces and do shit like that.
Yeah.
Because you can see, they want to see that value
it's
in
less
dollars.
tangible. What he's talking about is something tangible that people can try and have a feel of and see a product, a result of the effort. Whereas like Twitter, don't get me wrong, like Twitter is very valuable, but it's more of a ongoing effort. It's something that helps. It's a supplement to like an already great project, an already great idea, an already great subject or popular subject. It supplements that. And that's, I guess my perspective on it has changed. I used to think marketing was like essential for a project, but I mean, it's not. Like, I kind of see where like this like Jonah fellow's coming from. You know, he's saying like a really good game that gets eyeballs on it, gets attention, gets people spending money on it is going to be a better marketing initiative over the long term than paying, let's say, a specific percentage of that money to someone who's going to do a Twitter space. But like, that's not to say that the Twitter space is not necessary. I think they're important too. Like in the long run, it's supplemental.
He was talking more so about the DAOs. Like it's easier to appeal to DAOs for that because marketing is a spend. Like it's that people don't understand that in a business there are certain departments that are non-revenue generating departments. It's like your tax department. You can be like, oh man, the accounting department doesn't make any money. We should get rid of them. No.
Well, you might go to jail then.
Yeah.
You know,
and your business is going to fall apart because you need to know, like, you know, it's a necessary cost for doing business. the point is they're also having the same issue. Like people don't value marketing on their side.
I feel like
So-
the DAO meetings, though, are exactly what you're saying. It's a necessary cost of doing business, even if it's like 5 people coming up on a Sunday. And I guess we're not doing them on Sunday anymore. But even if it's like, 5 people from the audience coming up and saying, hey, we're gonna bring up our idea of what we've been thinking about lately. We've had a lot of discussions in the forums, and it's about time we actually bring it up at a meeting. We let them up on stage, they give us their idea, kind of like their pitch, and then that's it. And then we kind of move on. I think maybe that could be a format that could work. I don't know though, really. Like, is an hour enough? Like sometimes I feel like even 2 hours isn't enough, because there is a lot going on.
I think realistically, an hour should be enough. We should pick 3 or 4 subjects. Everybody has literally 5 minutes to discuss. If you can't tell me your idea in 5 minutes, like you should be able to tell people your idea in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
5 minutes. Yeah. Like no more hardcore, autism spasm onto a piece of paper with all this excess information. Like that's what happens. We need to. You make the presentation, then we can have discourse.
Well, and then if you make it shorter and more concise, it's probably more likely for other people to actually catch on to what you're trying to do.
And it's going to be complex, but a lot of that's just ego stroking. Just tell us your fucking idea. Like, so
yeah.
The other thing is like for this week, I'm trying to think what were the ideas that have been pushed. Probably they're going to talk about, trying to think of what has been brought up that's new for the DAO recently.
Well, I mean, we got a new proposal up right now. The proposal is for the auto battler, which actually got no real discussion aside from forum discussion. No live real discussion, but forum discussion.
Yeah. So we can have Mark come up and discuss that, but it's already active. I just think it makes more sense to do it during the hangout because we get bigger attendance anyway. We just have to keep the party going in the Gotchiverse at the same time to retain people. The good thing is it continues to rain Alchemica, so people stick around anyway.
Yeah, I guess as long as it's raining Alchemica, people will still be in the Gotchiverse, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like it's the same crowd. Like Saturday gets a large crowd, and then Sunday gets a percentage of that crowd that usually comes over. I mean, I don't care, honestly. Like, do it whenever you want, right? Like, if they want to do it on Saturday, that's fine. But how does Pixelcraft feel about it? How does, because this is ultimately their time. Like, the 2-hour hangout has historically been their time. And if the DAO is going to, the DAO should pride itself on being its own entity, right? Whether they should be doing their own business, they should be holding their own meetings, they should be doing their own shit. And so if we're going to come back and suckle on Pixelcraft's teat again for a little bit, we can't be going around acting like we know what we're doing and we're down now. And we don't know shit. We couldn't even figure out how to run our own meeting. So
what I would say is, I feel the opposite of that. We're co-opting an hour of the Pixelcraft meeting. It's more about, for me, and it seems to have gotten support from Coder Dan. He seems, from a couple comments that I've seen, to be okay with it, because it gives him Sunday free again. In the hangout, we go for 2 hours, and sometimes it feels like crap. This is we have to, what are we going to talk about? What are we doing? I think we can have the joy of Gotchi versus still talk our business in that hour and make it work. It allows us to get Coder Dan's time to efficiently use the 2 hours that we have every week in the Gotchiverse. What we could do is now we get everybody to move over to Pixelcraft Square, and we can literally while we're streaming, I'm going to show the screen and people can talk in the Gotchiverse about how they feel about their proposals that they're hearing in our little thing. We want to keep the stage clean. It's going to be still similar to
we could try. We could try this more engaging format. All I'm saying is, if they're okay with it, we should definitely respect the fact that they're okay with it. We shouldn't just be like, hey, well, we're taking an hour now because we need it.
Yeah.
We should definitely be if he's it sounds like you say Coder Dan might be on board with this because it's a quality of life improvement for him. And no doubt for me, it has been a huge quality of life improvement. I'm not waking up early on Sundays anymore. Once you know how good that feels, it's it's been gone for a little while, and so it's I'm not doing that again. I'm not going to do that again.
It also, to me, is efficient. You and I, for the most part, and there are always a couple other hosts, are always there on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to like just squash the whole fucking argument about like DAO media, because I'd rather know that there is a recording of it, a live stream, and a redundant live stream,
Yeah.
so we have it historically backed up. Because like I said, this is all like, doesn't mean I'm going to cut it up. It just means that like the 2 hours I dedicate towards this every week, every Saturday, can now include that without it being like, I want to get paid for this. It's like, no, it's overlapped. It's fine.
A part
like,
of it's a package. It's a package
yeah,
deal.
let's just get it done. Like we have more people in the conversation. We just have to be very careful, and I said this in the DAO discussion channel, just to keep it on track. Like we have to remember that we're doing a hard pivot. We're in the party, we're still talking party stuff, but we got to get through our business, and we don't have the luxury of running over an hour and a half. We have to be within that hour. So I think that should be easy, because we don't seem to have. It's also funny, it's just my opinion, but some of the loudest voices, the loudest voters anyway, with the biggest bags, have gone quiet. So I don't think these meetings will be as contentious, because we don't have as many proposals for contentious things coming up,
Well, I think there's also a silent voters block too that I've seen. There's a group of voters that they have their opinions already on what they want to vote on, and so they don't really participate in the governance aspect. Like not governance, but discourse aspect. It's more just voting on what they feel, primarily reward orientated stuff, and that's okay, because I mean that's what I've realized. That's why they came to the protocol, is that they wanted this reward orientated approach, and that's why they're here. So I can't really complain. Nobody can complain about that, because we all collect those rewards too, right? We all benefit from rarity farming.
So I actually made a suggestion, and I'm interested to see if it gets picked up whatsoever. It was in the casual DAO discussion channel. Yuzu, aka potentially Reset, maybe, I don't know, started this conversation, like a chat, basically a forum post about casual DAO stuff. So I was the first one to post in it, and I was like, how does the DAO feel about funding a game night? Basically a Hangout 2.0. Some other time during the week, preferably it's good for Europeans and or the Asian community that can't make it, or the Australian community. And we basically do what we do on Saturday. We can try to get a Pixelcraft member in, but if we don't, it's DAO run. We have a little party. We have a budget of Alchemica that's dropped. We can talk and discuss whatever topics, and then we can also rotate weekly between the mini games that exist in our ecosystem, have little tournaments like that. It's player rewards, is it not? Like, if we do this, like, I think it's a way that we can make a fun thing, and the budget wouldn't be crazy. I can't imagine it would be more than like 100 ghosts a week with prizes and everything. So it's just a matter of like, is this something the DAO is interested in? So I put that up for
what would be like the goal of the it's not a
community,
meeting, but the hangout.
It'd be another hangout. It's a community driven event where we're having fun. Mycalium was giving me, for Orium Network, it's a game night, a shout out, but also Topum does a game night every month, and it's great. People love it. It's just more content. We're talking about, we need content, right? So the game is the game right now, but once we organize fun events, people come out, people get talking, we get engagement, people see it, there are live streams about it. It's important. You keep your user base happy, and then potentially draw other people in by seeing us all have fun.
Yeah,
and it's a whole year. You can sponsor a whole year, and that shit would be less than $5,000.
So like, who would be? I could see you attracting different types of people to this, right? Because if you have Alchemica dropping, that means you might have scholars that show up, that might want to watch the stream just so they can see where the Alchemica is dropping, and then you can start talking about the DAO a little bit. You can start talking about crypto in general a little bit. I think it could be a good way to connect. But now the question is, like, when would that be, right?
It wouldn't be Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. It would be something that fits the other half of the world, because they've asked for it. And that's still, I would like, people from the other time zones would still make it. Like, for me, if it changed to noon Eastern, that makes it easier for a lot of Europe. I can still attend that,
Yeah.
What I was thinking is this could be because I know ThriveCoin is doing stuff around host and stuff like that. They can integrate their system for host into this and just have a rotation of host. Ideally, it's Aavegotchi community members having conversation on stage while playing in the Gotchiverse weekly. Where it's not necessarily a play drop, but it sort of is a very small one. But it's just player rewards. We're keeping people happy and playing games and keeping it competitive. There was a big gamer that came onto that space where we were talking about DAO governance and gaming, and he's like, the thing that people in Web3 don't understand is you guys aren't gamers. You're not looking at the games as being fun and have competitive loops. If there's no competition, then it's not really a game. It has to have some competitive aspects to it because that's what get people like going, so we have to foster that. We have an arena where you can fight, but there's no organized tournaments yet. That makes no sense. Like,
No.
so we should be doing that, like one-on-one battles in a certain part of the arena, and we're giving out prizes because that's going to draw people in who are in our community. It's going to keep them engaged, stop them from selling their shit, and also draw other people in.
Hey, what up? Welcome.
I think he's still talking
Who was
to
that?
kids. That's user default. Just
He was
talking to
chiming
kids.
in his own way.
Yeah.
Oh, is that me?
Oh yeah, super.
Oh,
easy.
my bad, bro. Let me mute myself.
Hey, real quick, actually, while I got your attention, I'm just writing out a tweet real quick. What's your Twitter account right now?
Wait, say that one more time.
What's your Twitter handle?
User 0x default.
Gotcha.
So that was DAO stuff. Game night. I'm for it. I think we should do a game night. I think the Aavegotchi DAO should have its own Twitch channel, if I'm going to be honest. We should have a game night and have our own Aavegotchi DAO Twitch channel so people on Twitch can be like, hey, what the hell is this? What is going on over here? There's a DAO that plays games with their own assets every whatever night. Yeah, it could be a big thing.
Yeah, I want to see people jump in the arena and debate their proposals while fighting.
I don't know, man. That's a tough ask. I can't even focus on one thing in the arena. Never mind debate a proposal and do that.
And you expect to lead.
No, man. Like, it goes back to the autism, man. I'd like to see anybody here do that. We all have that little autism gene in us. That's why we're here.
I think Hardcore can do it. I'm sure he just monologues to himself as he runs around killing everybody in the arena.
Probably. That's natural to him, yeah.
Oh, man.
Question. So does ThriveCoin have an actual coin already or no?
It has a
So
raffle.
Yeah, exactly. It is not like a coin that has liquidity in any exchanges. It's not a monetized token whatsoever. It's mostly just placeholder.
Did you say a placeholder?
Yeah.
And what are they holding place for me?
Value.
It's kind of exactly. It kind of gets redefined, and so like this season 1 right now, Thrive coins are converted into actually raffle tickets. So once June concludes, we'll be able to just check all the contributions. Everyone's Thrive coins will be resolved to raffle entries, which is going to be 5 Thrive equals 1 raffle entry, and then resolve. Whereas season 2, we're not going to be handing out Thrive. We're going to be handing out just Ghost directly. And so Thrive coin can either use this pseudo coin that they have as a raffle mechanism, or they can utilize a community native currencies.
Gotcha. Okay, so like if I were to apply to get like a grant for a video game, for the arcade thing, like, and if I get everything approved, then I get 1,000 of those Thrive coins that I just convert to raffle tickets, right?
Exactly. That would be very specific to the timeline of this particular raffle season. You'd need to crank that out before June to get that 1,000 Thrive claim.
So if I were to wait until the next season, then I can get paid in Ghost.
Exactly.
Hey.
I just want to point out, though, there are no Thrive bounties for like video content.
Hey man, you're talking to the right guy. No, for sure. That's something we can easily update on. These are we kind of like looked at hard mechanical things to begin with. The issue is the gamification side, and so when they're manually reviewed contribution vectors, it just obviously requires tab attention. and that's fine. But if we have too many manual resolutions needed, then we can get over. We can almost attack, and so qualifiers. But is that something that we could do? Absolutely.
Yeah, no, because I know at one point I was talking with, I forget the name of the company. We did like that incentive-based reward social media thing.
I remember it was like, it wasn't Crew, it was the other one. I know exactly what you're talking
I had a
about.
meeting with them after the fact. I was going to sign up with Orium, but one of the big takeaways was they don't have automated services for like social media. So you can tweet, but it's not going to be able to tell if you got like, 100 replies or the value of any of those analytics.
I wonder if Thrive can also pull that, or if they got that same limitation. They're scraping via the API. And so as long as that data is available within the Twitter API, in terms of like using the qualifiers, did you use the hashtag and does it have 100 plus likes? If that's in the API, then Thrive check that. But we currently don't even have any contribution tracks that have requirements of quantities of interaction.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to do I'm not going to do the bounties. I don't like the idea of like doing it for the hope of winning. Like I'd rather go buy lottery tickets and then just sit on a couch and drink, alcohol. It's because it feels like I have to work and do something and hope that I get,
Absolutely. You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. I think that I don't think that this season mechanic will be redone. I don't think that I don't think as a community we're going to choose this style. Month 1, month 2, and month 3 are very different executions of how Thrive can potentially be implemented. And so this raffle mechanism is something that they've done in other communities. It makes sense. I get it. But I'm like, I understand exactly what you're saying and agree with that. I think that you're offering too much like potential rewards to people, and that you can end up feeling rugged at the end of that and ultra pissed.
Well, one of the other things I was going to add is like, I'm interested to know of their success, because in the Twitter spaces I was in when they were talking about ApeCoin DAO, the biggest criticism everybody kept saying was there's no DAO engagement. And I'm like, wait, I didn't ask because I wasn't on stage at that point, but like, isn't ThriveCoin doing like, stuff specific for DAO engagement?
In
They're
ApeCoin
complaining
DAO
there's a
too.
lot of like apathy. Say again?
In ApeCoin DAO too.
Yeah. So they're doing a program there, but people on spaces, at least anecdotally, are saying, hey, there's no engagement in the DAO. No one cares. No one's involved.
We're talking about the same place, right? Y'all both are into ApeCoin DAO?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea specifically like that too, and it's a great question to ask. And you are correct. That is indeed like the proof in the pudding kind of a circumstance, right? Because we're in the same boat as you right now, as in terms of, is this a good idea? Is this a good spend? Is this a good protocol? Do we even need this? Which is why I'm happy that they reduced from the 6-month pilot to the 3-month pilot, and cut the ask in half. And we may get to the end of this and realize, you know what? Thanks, but no thanks. That's a very realistic outcome.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see it play out.
I'm certainly, just my role within it is just to try to make sure that it's given its fairest shot to succeed. But at the end of this, if the community doesn't like it, that's going to be the community's will, and we'll find other things to put our resources in. Be just fine. Like we shouldn't.
I'll put you on the spot real quick because you're a DAO director, and I've been talking a lot of DAO director stuff. So, Mr. DAO director, what's your plan with these Anatas? Since they're not going to be used, are we going to liquidate them? Because we should reevaluate the fact that we made a bad decision, right?
Well, I mean, step 1 would have been to never even pass this crap. Yep. It was a terrible proposal. It was a terrible pitch. It is one of the worst spins that we've had as a DAO, truly. Like, if you really look at everything apples to apples and put them next to each other, it had one of the least pieces of discussion, one of the quickest, like, who is this guy? We've never heard of him. Oh, big, strong pitch. Oh, we all like him. I guess let's do it. And then still have heard nothing from their team. There's no crossover or cross-pollination. And truly, like, we don't even want Anata. We want Anata theory technology for gotchis. We don't want Anatas. And so the whole thing's been, I've been very, very sour on this one. And I'm trying to not be more aggressive about it. Pretty disappointed in us on that one. And in who led it.
I mean, if there's any place there was going to be an Anata dancing around, it's probably going to be right here, right? Where's our Anata? Give us our Anata NFT. We want that.
Well, Hefe, didn't we like start a communications with that friend over there about getting you like a bootstrapped pilot version, so that way they could get you a Gotchi VRM and you could start demoing it, and then Avagachi DAO could decide if we wanted to utilize their, because Anata, is operated behind Anata as a 3D rendering studio, and that's really what's going on here. 3D rendering studio wants the work contract to do all the Gotchi assets. And so the Anatas was almost the way in. It's that foot in the door. And so when they talked to us about wanting to provide VRMs for all 19,000 Gotchi, pumped the brakes on that pretty quick and said, can we start with one? Jeez. How about just one? Give it to one of our influencers or streamers, someone that's usually pretty public. Let's see if the shit's even useful. Do you have it yet, Hefe?
No, I mean, that was a conversation. I met up with their team. They kind of told me what they were going to do there. And, yeah, I mean, I was excited for that, and I hope that's still in the works. Apparently, they're still talking to like Coder Dan and Pixelcraft about what they're doing. So,
the whole thing's way too private, man. That's what I'm not liking about it.
Sure.
It's all so private. It's only like 4 people that are actually this quotations. It's not DAO business.
No,
DAO paid for.
Sorry, I'm flipping some Polygon NFTs. I saw one of them.
What are you moving right now?
So I'll show you this so that you know that I'm not just pumping it right now. They're called D Nuts. I'll show you my activity because I've been buying this on for a while.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, I've been a Polygon degen. Like, I own so many. I have 3.3 thousand collected. I had 1,000 like maybe a month and a half ago. D Nuts. There we go. So these, at the very beginning, I bought like 30 of them for like 40% of a Matic, something like that. It was a whole bunch of them I bought. And then I started selling them and listing them for much higher. So got a whole bunch of them off for like, 2.5 Matic, 4 Matic, some of them 6. They pumped up to, I think, close to 10 Matic. So I sold basically all of them. But I also bought a couple of Grails. And then on the way back down, I bought more. These are just showing the sales. But I bought more on the way up and down. So they've been very good. They've been just going up and down between 2 and like 8 Matic. So I've been able to make money like just kind of buying 5 or 6 of them at a time because they're, it's like fucking 4 Matic.
So as a true battle tested and hardened NFT vet, market participant, what is your thought or opinion or appetite? Because I don't think you're over on ZK EVM exploring the early NFT scene there yet, are you?
No, I really should be asking questions about that because I know it's super early there, and I keep seeing more wallets over there. I'm like, I have no idea how to get over to ZK EVM. What do I need to do? Is it a new wallet? Do I have to add a new RPC? I know nothing, so I've just like been lazy about it. Really.
So this is gonna be like
pictures of fucking whatever the hell this is.
5 Matic nuts.
Yeah.
Which, mind you, ZK EVM right now is not exciting. Not tons of opportunity because it's still so early. There's only about 4 NFT projects altogether. 3 of them suck, and so it's really, really early. But that means if the ecosystem grows like they think it will, and they're putting all their effort in the fact that it will, then someone like you is set up over there now, and you keep your eyes on it. You're gonna see it develop. It's really prime position, in my opinion. I'm there for that reason.
Not to mention the airdrops you can position yourself for.
Exactly correct. And so I'll pull the link here real quick. Someone maybe else from. Is it Orbit or Orbital? There's a bridge right now that you use in the service is either Orbit or Orbital. I'll have to check in a second. That's the bridge.
A regular wallet like MetaMask.
Everything's normal. Yep, everything's normal. It's practically it's 100% an EVM layer. It's a lot like Polygon POS. There's really no different you as a user. The gas fees are a little bit higher because it's using a roll-up technology different than the POS, and so it's as they onboard 1 million users to ZK, the gas fees become microscopic. But here in these early days when there's less of us, you have to pay more as an individual for your gas share. But you just use the bridge, get your shit over there. You can go from ETH mainnet over to ZKVM, or you can go from all the other chain ecosystems. If you got funds on Arbitrum, if you got funds on Avalanche, if you got them on POS, Polygon, use Orbital and cross over to ZKVM. And Orbital has already kind of blatantly mentioned that there's an airdrop coming in their future, as user default mentioned. So you'll want to at least tap that on the way in. And then over there right now, the two big things that people are using is QuickSwap. They're live. Ironically, OVIX is one of the only DeFi protocols over there right now that's live, and that made me laugh out loud when I saw that. And then Tofu NFT is also supporting ZK EVM right now, and they're starting to have listings, and I've been doing some sweepings over there. But there's this weird NFT website that I had never used until I found it through these guys, which is called Zonic, Z-O-N-I-C, Zonic. And that was the original NFT market, ZK EVM, but now Tofu NFT, which I like a lot more, has also now launched.
So then do this. Can you drop the link to this wallet or the bridge rather?
Yeah, let me find the bridge. Yep.
Bridge, and then I guess where I can find some of these like dApps and tools.
Yeah, for sure. I'll make it happen. I think you would enjoy
set
it.
up a new wallet, move some Matic from Polygon to over there, and then just start picking around.
So remember this key thing: Polygon ZK EVM operates not on Matic.
It operates on what? You cut out for a second.
It operates on ETH, not on Matic. ETH is your gas over there. This is a proper Ethereum-based rollup.
So then let me ask: with the ETH, I'll bridge over ETH. It makes sense that I can send it over from mainnet. The gas is in ETH. Are they like microscopic compared, because ETH is just worth more. So instead of being 1% of an ETH, it might be 1,000th of a percent, which is still like maybe 30, 40 cents or something like that, right?
Exactly correct. Yeah, your gas fees are like 0.0002 ETH, 0.00.
Okay,
they're very, very small quantities, and financially, it is typically less than $1. But for me, a gas fee of like 80 cents is kind of shitty. So it's not optimized yet, but it is Polygon's darling. They're putting a lot of time and effort. Polygon 2.0 campaign that they're pushing really hard is it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be this comprehensive aggregation of the Polygon POS, Polygon ZKVM, and all of the incoming Polygon supernets, creating a big super mesh so that way you can seamlessly move between all of those ecosystems.
This will be like the landing station. So you come here, and then it's where you want to go.
Exactly. That's their vision, which it's very similar, like Polkadot, quite honestly, but just different. Just not exact.
It's almost like going to the same place, but a different way to get there, right? So
yeah, kind of like a Cosmos thing, but
yeah.
I think a little bit. I think the architecture, Cosmos and Polkadot had a hard time kind of their own need. They built their infrastructure so independently that the question was, why the hell should I hold Dot? Why should I hold Cosmo? Or Atom? You too. Oops. So there you go. It's the Orbiter.finance. That's the bridge. That's like the third-party bridge. That'd be similar to like Hop Protocol or Synapse, any of those kinds of things. They don't have a token yet, and kind of winked that this interaction is qualifying. And then there is also a proper ZK EVM bridge that's offered by Polygon, so you can cross over from mainnet onto. Sometimes those bridges matter. Two independent bridges, they're not related, so I don't imagine if the official Polygon bridge is a qualifier for whatever it offers. I don't imagine Orbiter that you'll count for that, but also vice versa. Orbiter, then you probably won't catch EVM, and you probably won't catch whatever Orbiter's got on.
Okay, so I'm gonna swap a little. I'm gonna do this live on air. I'll do it from this computer though. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, here, let me get your full screen.
I don't need a ton of Matic. I'm sending it to Wheat. Yeah, the gas fees on Ethereum haven't been bad. I've been doing like DeFi transactions for like $4 to $7, and then buying NFTs for as cheap also.
Remember these days.
Major
Listen when they're
benefit.
gone.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy though because it's been cheap. This kind of reminds me of summer 2021 going into it. The same kind of market. All these projects are coming out every day that are like 1% of an ETH, 2%, and some of them start mooning and the rest just kind of lay there and die. And 1% of an ETH now isn't that much money to like gamble with, because that's essentially what's happening. But like I bought these, I looked at this and didn't buy it. I should have bought it. This pumped. I bought these and they pumped. I bought these and they pumped earlier this week. Like it went from like under 1% of an ETH to as high as almost 5% of an ETH, and I had 7 of them. So I was like, oh man, it's giving me those 2021 vibes. So I'm getting a little bit more, I guess, bullish as everybody's getting more panicky. All right, so let's go back to. Oh yeah, you didn't see these. I was talking about these like stupid, really cheap ETH NFTs that are derivatives, but that just pump randomly this week. You know, buy, get out, quick, like kind of stuff. All right. So over on Orbital, connect my wallet. Orbiter. Let's do it. We're connecting. And what do I need to do? This is the sender.
I think that they have the route from Polygon to zkEVM. So yeah, just the from and the to, swap your chains. So on the ETH, swap that out for the Polygon POS and swap the low down to the Polygon Z8.
Less than the minimum transfer amount. No, I had a higher number. There we go. Let's do it. Oh, it's like addresses with a nonce over 9. That's what it said. Over 9,000 are not supported by Orbiter.
Not supported with a nonce
Wait.
over 9,000.
What?
So if you're an OG, do not come here.
Yeah, no shit. If you've been around, we don't want you.
We don't want you old folks. We don't want you DeFi boomers coming over here, all right?
That's
Stay
kinda
over on your
weird.
side.
So now I can't use this bridge? Is that what's happening?
You would. It's an easy workaround. You just need to like use an alternate account, spin up your secondary from this hot wallet, and transfer the WETH to that one. We'll have a lower nonce count. That's silly. I didn't use Orbiter. I used the zkEVM bridge, but I was bridging from mainnet.
ZKEVM, I'll use the ZKEVM.
Now that's from ETH mainnet. That's from ETH mainnet. It's slower than the ETH bridge.
No, but there's no Polygon to ETH.
Correct. It's the ETH bridge. You're coming from ETH.
Yeah, I don't have that much ETH on ETH. I gotta liquidate a NFT or something.
Yeah, you'll have to do this another time, I suppose.
Polygon,
Yeah,
I tried, man. I tried. I don't know what to say.
well, what the hell, Orbiter? That's
There he
weird.
is, man.
Right here live, you got wrecked. No.
I have never seen a protocol say that your transaction count's too high. Go away.
Well, here, let me
That's fine.
switch this up here. Speaking of protocols, Lens Protocol actually released their governance framework. We're talking about DAOs just earlier, so
Oh,
this
shit.
kind of ties in with that because they have not announced that they're going to be a DAO. They're just like, hey, we got a governance framework for if you have good ideas for the Lens Protocol. And so I think they just passed their first 4, they call them LIPs or LIPs, which I think is pretty cool. So their first 4 lips have passed and just kind of allowing for some pretty basic like functionality. So, you know, recommending a standard for building on lens algorithms, expanding on the flat metadata structure, so talking about how images are going to be stored. And then LIP3 was just addressing like how things are going to be shared and more like administrative stuff like the registry, sharing links, and the interface for that. So basically, we're seeing the beginnings here of decentralized governance around Lens Protocol. So I think that's pretty exciting. It's sort of unexpected. I didn't think Lens would be going that route so soon, but it's getting me pretty bullish on Lens.
Sleep on. It's gonna be one of these things. This is going to be one of our ones. It's like this is gonna be one of those things that we look back at and say, oh my God, thank God I got involved with that crap.
This is that ENS vibe, right? Like I missed that. I wish I would have been more active with the ENS and got myself one earlier and been using it because I was there. Like I could have from the very start racked up quite a bit of ENS tokens if I, you know, just adopted that from day one. But like Lens is like a new opportunity here for me.
Truly.
I mean, you're a Lens power user, aren't you? I mean, at this point.
I'd like to think so. Sure. Yeah. Why not? Sounds good. When you say it
Relatively
like that.
speaking, like if we look at the rest, right?
I'm tier 2. So tier 1 was those S plus super users. I'm an A triple plus. So one tier below the S plus users based on whatever that grading mechanism was that was around for there a little while. I mean, yeah, I love it. Say again.
How can you find out?
Let me see. I probably still. Let me see if I. Let me dig. Correct.
But I like how they're taking a community-driven approach to this and just saying, "Hey, we're not gonna make this overly complicated with voting tokens and stuff. Just if you have a good idea, put it forward." And that's how we're gonna start.
It's a little bit just like an ideation house.
Yeah,
We're not talking about voting power. We're not talking about nothing. Providing a platform, make suggestions essentially.
yeah.
It's a good place to start. There you go. There's the link for it. In the future, it's profile.lenskit.xyz. And you can look up anybody. This doesn't connect to your wallet or anything. You can type in any up their user stats. Let's see. Oh shit! Yeah, I'm an S user now. Went up.
Went up a tier.
So let me just share this to the sense of what we're looking. So it just runs your lens profile through a metric rubric, decides shit you've done, and based on that rubric, it assigns a rank. And so there's S plus, it's on the homepage of that lens profile.
Yeah, I'm an A++.
Nice.
Nice.
Yes. I don't know how I have 142 followers. I have an like if I'm looking at the, I can bring it up.
We all got you, gang.
Let's see. Yeah, 142 followers, 94 following. But this is the crazy thing. This was me posting in 2022. I've only posted 4 times. And I think the 2 over here when I met Stanny. So it's like I've not been posting at all on Lens. And it's still an A++, so it's still not bad. I don't know how good that is, but
I
No,
guess
it's not
a
bad
little
at
bit goes a long way, right? Just
It really does.
early.
Yeah, you fall off pretty quick when you go down those ranks. Like B user is someone who's done nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a B plus is everyone. If you have a lens profile, you're a B plus, and then it goes up from there just to 50, 100, 500, 1,000, essentially points of interaction. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to imagine if Lens is doing well and it's growing and it's doing these things, it's going to be important to be the ones that are able to show our legacy.
And be one of the early lens holders. Like I feel like those early profile numbers are gonna be sought after.
This is indeed the goal.
oh man, I got my first spam message on Lens, like a scammy message.
Collect it.
Funny.
That's the beauty. Collect it, save it in your scam NFT folder.
I'll leave that one alone. It'll be in there forever. So yeah, I haven't posted in a while.
It didn't take much, just like your GM habit's hot right now. You're doing great on it, and I enjoy it.
I
Follow
should
along
come
with
over
that.
here to the GM.
Easy.
Do I have?
Just
I don't
port
have,
it. Like,
yeah, you gotta just
like-
move the image. Actually, I can just copy it from Twitter. Yeah, because what I've been doing is I've been cheating. I have a Photoshop file open with my Gotchi. I already
I know you made mine quick. I was like, oh, he's got his factory there.
Well, it's crazy. Photoshop now has AI involved.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it has a prompt there, and it will pull out backgrounds pretty quickly. So it was easy to grab the Gotchi and just I have the font already, so I'm just gonna do a new one of these every day, and do little different ones, because it's the idea is to shill without a hard shill. It's clearly a Gotchi. It's in the Gotchi font, but it's not a blatant look at me, because people get
Yeah.
tired of that shit. So it's a recognizable PFP, and then people can ask what is that, and I'm like, oh, give me a second, let me tell
You
you
want
a
them to
story.
ask for sure.
If they ask, it's like I'm a vampire, right? I don't want to enter your informational house unless you invite me in. So I got to trick you, and this is the slow pill to do that. All right,
well
I'm gonna
said.
start doing this on Lens and just do that.
You should.
All right, let's get this over here.
Do that and do a little bit of ZKM when you get the desire to get that sorted out. I think that those two areas are like, that's my number 2 and 3 spot of attention, and I'm already out of bandwidth. Between everything we do here already, and then I'm trying to keep up with ZKVM, and I'm trying to keep up with Lens, and that's all I got.
I don't know if this works on Lens, but it works on Twitter. It's annoying how well it works.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
We'll make it this post can be collected, and it's a free collect. This post, limited edition,
Are you gonna make a limited amount of pieces?
free. Yeah. We'll keep it open anyway. Boom. And I'll just do this every day. You should do a GM and a GN post every night, and then try to interact with other accounts that are doing that. It creates, like, with social networks, you want to start threads that have a lot of, like, or when I say threads, I mean not like a thread of information, but a thread of conversation. The deeper the thread goes, the more the algorithm pushes it, because it's an actual conversation. Yeah. And plus, the Twitter API is no longer free, or soon to be no longer free. So a lot of Twitter bots are going to be rugged, because the cheapest option, I think, is $100 a month, which most people won't pay.
Oh gosh, yeah, that whole bottom layer is going to be erased.
Yeah, it's going to mess up a lot of tools, like the quote bots and stuff like that.
The weather bot, earthquake bot.
Yeah, there was one called Roast Me Jim that BitBoy didn't realize was a bot and was arguing with for like an hour. Like, it just
doesn't shock me.
Yeah, it was so good.
Oh, the
yeah,
bots can get real good lately, especially with GPT-4. It's like you could, like you say, you got BitBoy talking.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I just saw this, guys. On Lens, you know, the mirror feature. The mirror feature now has mirror, but also quote. So they have now added essentially quote tweet feature.
Quote mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, quote mirror.
I mean, I think this is the future of social, being able to monetize your content, monetize your GMs if you want. You know, if you have a big enough following, you might get people that are just your GM collectors. You know what I mean? It could create a new attention. It's the attention economy. It's been around for a while, but not as accessible as I think it's going to be with Lens and some of these more like decentralized socials.
That tool has not registered my post yet.
For the profile kit, yeah, for our scrape or something.
Yeah, it probably takes a few blocks. All right, I'm gonna try to
Growing
get that on my
pains, but you know.
Yeah.
Good post. Nice. Collect. Only 10 editions. There's 9 now.
Grab them
Quick.
Yeah, I was talking about us like in this Twitter space, and one of the things I threw out, like, kind of people were like, "What is Aavegotchi?" I was like, "Oh, we're, somewhat not related, but we are from a branch of Aave." And then I mentioned, they were like, "What's the connection? Like, what do they like?" I'm like, "Look, we got preference. Like, we got the whitelist for Lens Protocol. None of them knew what the hell Lens was." I literally was in a Twitter space with like 300 people, and this guy is pitching Lens Protocol, but he's pitching the Web 2.5 version of it. Like,
Yep.
oh yeah, we're gonna make this decentralized thing, but it's gonna be like scrape stuff from Twitter. It's not really gonna be posting anything to the blockchain except for certain super transactions. But yeah, I was like, you said you're on like Polygon. Have you heard of Lens? He's like, oh yeah, we've heard of Lens. I'm like, build a tool for Lens. What are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
I think adoption's going to be a
tell
little
me you're
bit
not gonna make
slow.
it.
Like, it's going to take a while for people to get it. But like, you're not going to, on something like Lens, you're not going to need 1 million followers to monetize your efforts and your creativity and actually make it. That's the thing. That's the difference right there. It's just that there isn't the consumers aren't on Lens. That's the problem. The people that would consume your content are not on Lens. Once they are, though.
Well, and that's why I like Lens right now. It is and that's what I was telling even the companies I was working for as community manager. None of them, even at Nori, I had a line to get Nori Knots their own Lens profile, and nobody took me up on it, and now it's too late, and the poor bastards are going to be left behind.
Yeah.
And it's just this situation where these people don't recognize that if you want to go to the core of the core, the cutting edge of innovation, you find those people on Lens right. That's where all the explorers are at. That's where the builders are at. That's where the people in the know are at. It's not happening on Twitter. That's for everybody. Public playground. You want to find the underground party, it's happening.
Yeah, I wish Lens had threads. Honestly, I mean, it is
Make
nice
that
that they have-
suggestion. Where's their governance board? You're gonna love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put in lips number 4 is gonna be me. Hey, we need Lens threads. Stop the long form. We don't need that. Actually, long form is nice for longer, like little newsletters and stuff. But like I like those little tweet threads, little bite-sized information. It forces you to make things real concise because there aren't that many characters. You got a character limit, so we need the threadors to come on Lens. Let's get them on.
Honest. Yeah, this is what I need. Because every one of us is good about finding something just like, hey, why the hell is this? Why didn't this work like that? It's how these get so. I was laughing earlier. Yeah, guy. Insert the screenshot up right now.
I'm collecting the beat of the week from FaZe and Stellar Hobbs. I don't know what it
That's all.
sounds like. Because they're
All you-
cheap now. It's only $4.69. I'm like, hell yeah.
Oh man, I'm glad I didn't go all ham on those early ones.
Yeah, they were like $150, right?
Yeah, they're very expensive.
150, 150.
They're very
Matic?
expensive. Yes.
No, like USD.
Yeah.
Still.
Why is it telling me I don't have enough Matic? Like you're talking about.
Proud of.
300 Matic. Did that go to my OpenSea? That would go right to my main. It's not going to go to hidden, right?
For Lens Post,
Yeah.
it should absolutely go to the open.
Okay, cool. I wonder what it sounds like because I haven't listened to it.
That's what real. Give me one. What is it? I don't care. Give me.
All right, let's take a listen. Actually, I'll play it on Lens to.
I do like it.
I love this. Give me a suggestion. I'm gonna drink some water real quick, but we got another like minute of this.
Are you gonna spit some lines?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
I want to hear about gardening.
Gardening.
I don't know if that's. I don't think that's his field of expertise, man.
Ugh.
I'm gonna change the subject very quick, but I'll try. I'm about them hoes, I suppose. I'm in the garden dropping soil in my nose where it goes. Planting all these vegetables to eat later. Got tomatoes and no foes because I'm chilling out in my farm with my hoes. Not the ones that I spray with, the ones that I play with. I'm chilling with internet face, Stella Hobbs, greatest. I think that's the end of the beat.
I don't.
Well done, sir.
That was
We
sick.
miss you in the future. Like, your nostalgia the other
sleep
day on
on
that
the
one
wall.
hit. I know, man. Me and Smoke were living one hit wonder the other night. This shit's so hot.
I feel like you could put something out, man. You put like 20 minutes into this shit. I think you would have something there that's worth like I would,
Yes.
people collect it. NFT.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just hard to make subject specific things. Like I was saying it's a Coder Dance. Like, I need lore. Give me lore. I can't write a song about Avagachi because it's too wide open, Like, I can do stuff. I've done all that stuff already. But if I have more specific lore, then it gives me references to kind of hit to. Like, where you gave me Guardian, I was able to use, like, some words in there that kind of made sense,
Man, you should become the official musical asset producer for the Botanica project.
You could be like Song a Day Man for Avagachi.
Exactly.
Well, what am I gonna say? The whales are fucking us. Rarity farming season.
Yeah,
8,
fuck
like,
it.
Hey man, I'll collect that one.
Whatever.
I collect it. Yeah.
One hit wonders.
I'll collect
I
it.
wanted. Oh man, back in the day, I was gonna release. I actually wrote a few different verses that were diss tracks at Bearded, but I never released them for the sake of society.
He's gone now. Fuck it. Release him. We want to collect that
He's not
shit.
gone now. He's still here. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to writing. It's been good because I've been freestyling still, but I've even taken a break from that. I was freestyling with my lady the other day, but it's good to take breaks because I come back and I'm like using words I wouldn't expect. I said something in that freestyle there that I was like, that was kind of cool.
I liked it. You could tell when you had your feet on you.
Yeah, gotta play.
Probably the line about putting soil up. Very relevant.
Wait, putting what?
Soil up your nose.
That's where I started, right?
I'm like, okay, yeah, bless his heart, he's trying. Yeah, it cleaned up. You guys been watching the Soju hot chip drop?
No, what's going on with the hot chips? Fill us in. Let's
Anyone
check out
even
Fake
paying
Gotchis
attention?
actually, by the way.
Yes.
Let's
Honestly,
jump over
don't. Y'all stay the hell away from here. It sucks. There's nothing going on. Don't worry about it.
I saw the auctions, but I saw they had a lot of time left in them, so I was like, I need this now. Like,
Why did?
Yeah, 'cause
y'all don't need to go look at this shit.
yeah, the hot chips seem very cheap. Yeah, they're like 20, 25 ghosts, but they're all expiring. Oh, some of them are expiring soon. There's a Bob
Right.
Gotchi up too.
Get on that
This
hot
is-
chip.
This is the end of the hot chip run. These are going to be the last 3 that get ever released for auction. These from Soju. There was a burn mechanic in place. He started out with 39 editions. I'm not going to lie, I've been really hard on these, and so I've aggregated quite a few because I have 3 copies. It puts it like qualifies the right for more to be burned each day, and so he's burning them away. And so these 3 are going to sell, and then the last 6 he has burned it left distribution.
Oh, I went to buy and I don't have enough.
Hot
ghosts. I have to
chip.
get both. Damn it.
Gonna have to figure that out for that hot chip. I need it. in my
I'm
life.
happy to. I can help y'all out. I just wanted to push Soju top here, just kind of find a floor for, so that we can get out. But I'd happily some sweetheart deals. I don't.
I got that Bob Gotchi too, by the way.
Oh, nice. You do have one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're trying to get a Bob Gotchi. That's a trick.
I got the original Bob Gotchi. I had to pick that up, and then the Bob
Oh.
Gotchi 2.
What did you pay for that, Bob?
I paid a decent amount. I mean, they went for all different prices, right? I think I paid 80 Ghost for mine, so it was like
I paid
That's not
150 for mine.
150.
Yeah,
Yeah, some of the early ones went for more, right? I mean, there was more of a.
I got this one maybe a week before Fake. I got really lucky. I listed.
Oh,
Introducing some liquidity because you don't see them. Find me a Bob Gotchi to buy. You don't see them anymore.
How much
I'm
do you
happy
think
to. I'm happy to report that Fake Sam has 60 holders, which I'm really happy to see.
Tomorrow it'll be 61. We've got a cool agenda.
Nice.
How much do you think the Bass Cat peeps would go for? Because I don't think there are any on the market. I'm a holder.
Yeah. Oh well, the shaped. Yeah, I think they're to accessibility. Can't even find
Yeah,
one.
I
I
think-
like the work.
I think you should put it up there for a decent price, man, because I think the Basket and a lot of those like 8-bit pieces are in like a rare Pepe situation where the wallets are
Well,
kind
and-
of inactive and are going to stay inactive for probably quite some time. And one day they're going to wake up and start selling off some. But at that point, I think there'll be enough buyers at that point wanting to buy that whatever price that first one went over is kind of setting precedent in a way.
Yeah, see, it was airdropped to me, so it's in the
Nice.
category of like, oh yeah, I'm not doing anything with it. But just wondering
Yeah.
because none of them
Shit.
on the market.
I mean, I would put it no lower than 100 Ghost Floors. Cheap, probably 50. Yes. I can imagine people showing.
That
Do you
piece
know
was on Ethereum and destroyed, right?
Yeah. Do you know what
Yeah.
the edition? Do you know what the edition count is?
Let's check. It's in my wallet. Let's see.
'Cause that has a huge influence.
I don't even remember what it looks like. I have
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Step away.
It's also unfortunate because the website does not show me all of my art. Like I have so many fake gotchis. There goes the fake stamp. But I don't know.
I know what you mean. The library displays poorly, right? Doesn't always work the way you would. Filters don't work right for me. Sorting doesn't work right.
Yeah, I've just been. Oh, there it goes. 1 of 69. But the
Okay.
distribution right now is there are 6 holders.
Jeez. Yeah, that's tight, man. In general, I'd hang on to that, but yeah, that definitely
Yeah, I'm
implies a pretty healthy price floor if one of those 6 people were to list one. Imagine.
Yeah, I wonder what the distribution on the Ghosty Gotchi, the Gotchi Ghosty was. 18 holders. Okay, that's a little bit more distributed. Bear Brains is probably still holding the majority. Is there anything in the queue? Let's check.
There's one new piece in the queue, and it is got a great story. Check it out.
Oh, no, it's this one. Fake Fast Pass, so that's good. This is the one. Pimp My Gotchi, the Shadowed Sovereign. A hauntingly extravagant Grim Reaper Gotchi Pimp Fusion flexing in style.
So check out that edition count.
Oh, 1. That's dope. Yeah.
This is a one-of-one commissioned by Grim to have people make this for.
It's just funny because Grim, we've met Grim in real life. Like,
No.
the Gotchi vibe was not there. He seems so chill and like,
Yep.
but I see him internally being like a pimp, you know? Like,
Oh, he's a
like,
fucking DJ.
yeah, like you can see it. Like, he has. Did you see his post about the number of gotchis he's acquired in these
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. He's like the real deal. He's the ones that you want. Team.
Yeah.
So this is the beginning of Bebo's commissioning career. Pulling a Roxy on us and starting to do one-of-one specific commission pieces available for securing for custom commissions. Got our Archie, got our Chippy, Roxy here.
Yeah. I should talk to Roxy and see if I can get her to commission, you know, burn another card for her to remake or republish the NFT I got from her that's on OpenSea.
Would you rather do that, or would you rather get Coder Dan to whitelist that NFT to be allowed to Gotchiverse, or would you rather it be a fake Gotchi?
I'd rather it be a fake gotchi. I mean, it is super rare. It's a pre-fake gotchi like from Roxiano that has immense value, I think. But I can't display it in the Gotchiverse, so
Now we can solve that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can make it to where you can
Whitelist
display
it.
it.
Yeah, if you can whitelist it, then yeah, that's fine. But it also being part of the collection as a one-of-one like this makes it more valuable.
Yeah, no.
Or
But
I make a deal with her and say, hey, I own the original. Let me burn it and create a 10-run derivative. And I sell it via fake gotchis. I'll keep 5 for myself and then sell the other 5.
I'm sure she'd be.
Be an interesting new mechanic, right?
That's what I'm here for, and all these good ideas. Friends with all these unique ways of trying to their creations.
Yeah, I loved at the very beginning when somebody created a playing card set, and I was part of that playing card set. That was dope. Like there was that little homage. Like I would love something
Oh,
like
the Gotchi goodies.
Mhm.
Yeah. Huh?
But
Wait,
we
was
were
that guy-
all also
Remember it all
included
got flagged?
in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying, I'm talking about the collection that launched on day 1 and got flagged.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Mhm.
It was like AI created or something.
Yeah. But the thought process was good. Yeah. Rooting.
We were just included in a recent Fake Fest piece too, weren't we? Myself, Mike Callum, and you, No Future, actually.
We were memorialized.
Mm-hmm.
Fake Lore Society. Stomper, Kravich, Leonardo, and Gachi.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Did us a solid.
What's the name of the piece? Or can you show it?
It is
Let me have a
currently. I have it. Yeah, I have it. Actually, I have it pulled up on tonight's Syncopator call notes, but share it to you. Oh. Highlights. This is here. Top original, and it is right here. So you can.
Oh, do we have an update on the ghost ship? How close they got?
Or actually, where's it? Yeah, where you at, T-Bird?
Yo, what's up, man?
How you doing?
What up? What up? Welcome to the show.
How y'all doing?
Doing well.
Excellent.
Yeah, we're about 3,000 ghosts in, so
Awesome.
Nice.
yeah, and that's been added to a little bit by me here and there, so as well. So I'm just trying to keep it going. I don't want to cash it out anytime soon while this shit's all down, but
For
Absolutely. It'll be a 2024 sale.
and I'm like, maybe just wait till after hurricane season, you know. So, you know, I'm not in a huge rush. I've been making it this long without it, so
This
Well,
will be a
it's glad-
slow build,
glad it's
but
still working.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it'll be a slow build, but a great celebration once we get that sale up, and I want to make it down there for the opening ceremony.
yeah, I've already you know, hooked Thrax up for with one gotchi for helping out with the ghost ship animation, and then I gave Stellar Hobbs another gotchi for doing the ghost ship hoodie stuff. So I really want to get those hoodies made eventually. So, and some merch or some form or the other. So
Yeah.
I've had a few of those 420 sales, but nothing above that, which is totally cool. And I'm totally grateful for those 420 sales. I'm gonna do something special, but yeah, probably just a smaller run than I thought, but it'll be cool,
Well,
man.
Well, there hasn't. I mean, besides Grimm's One of One now, there hadn't been a single fake gachi published since Fake Fest. And so, I mean, you know, the scene is just really quiet right now. There's not a lot of rabid energy in your pocket. At least those fakes exist. You know, you'll be able to list those definitely. It'll continue on.
Yeah, all that ghost is getting staked for some glitter, so I'm at least earning some glitter off of it while it's sitting there.
Paid the other half in glitter. That's awesome.
And actually, Grant Humble Bagger sent his family down here last Friday, a week ago, and they came out sailing with me. He got half off to his family, his kid, and his mom and dad came down. So
Cool. He brought his folks down too, man.
Yeah.
They've been out with you once already, maybe
yeah,
twice
sent
already.
me. The kid's been out with me 3 times now. That was his first time the parents have been out, but yeah, it was cool, man. He sent me 340 ghosts, and yeah, man, dropped that
working.
in. So
Done.
I'm really close to getting another golden altar or a level 9 altar. So I'm gonna try to open up for channeling for the ghost ship holders as well.
Right on, man. I'm proud of you on that. That's a hell of a lofty goal, and I can't get that shit figured out yet. Them 9s are tall towers.
But yeah, man, it's coming along. So still on the horizon. And if I make a bunch of money, man, I may just, you know, I definitely got like 1,000 of my own money into it already, at least. And I'll put another 1,000 in too, man. That's how boats go. But man, yeah, like I want to get that sail flying.
Hell yeah, we're looking forward to it. It'll be a big moment for us as well, for like Gotcha Gang.
And you guys blow through these time slots. We're already about done, huh?
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
How's the garden going?
The IRL garden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Gotcha
yeah,
Gardener
excellent.
still.
I should really. I mean, Gotcha
capturing
Gardener
content?
is like 3 posts ready to go, but I gotta get them up. So there'll be a batch release. I'll do a batch release covering the last couple weeks. But I have documented everything, and you'll be able to see progress and collect the posts. So there's a
Right
bit of a
on.
hiatus across the board for a couple weeks there.
All of us. Honestly, it was across the whole entire Gotcha game with
The whole
turned off for
entire
about 3
space.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But we will have Syncopator tonight. We'll work on getting that all together and looking forward to that. So we'll see y'all in about an hour from now. And in the meantime, you can go over and check out Zombie Shepherd's channel and go listen to some beats. Go hang out. We're going to do a little reset. And we'll be back here in a little bit.
Peace, friends.
See ya.
Right. Dig it. See y'all then.
We'll see y'all later, friends. Peace out.